Hello, you beautiful people. My name is Casey Sports, and welcome back to the third episode of the Hall of Fame Challenge. And we're starting with some new signings. Number one, Hope Akpan. You may well remember him from many years ago. Played for the likes of Blackburn, Bradford, Reading, Hull. Well, over a decade. Started off at Everton in the youth setup. He's a player I personally am quite familiar with. I hope you are. Someone like Keane Agard you may be a bit more familiar with, who's still playing at quite a high level. A great player, another one from the Scouse country, as I like to call it, God's favourite city, Liverpool. Just a star player, and I wanted to immediately start with this guy, number 53. Don't quite know why that is, but number 53, Hope Akpan. This guy, in theory, should absolutely be changing our season. This should be one of the best players in the entire league setup. Now, yes, the last few years he hasn't quite been at that level. Barely played over in Finland and has been playing in the non-leagues of England for a while over at Widnes. But you'd still think a player of his pedigree, now back in a professional league, surely would change things around. Let me tell you something, the season's not been going well. We also brought in Ben Burrows, who started off at Wrexham. Only 24 years old, has been playing now for quite a few seasons in and around the lower leagues of Wales, popping up in the side similar to Premier. But yeah, clearly a very good player, someone who obviously should be in and around this level, and those stats kind of tell you all you need to know. If this guy is quite good, and our final one, not of our own volition, but Joe Evans has also been brought in on loan from Pontypridd, played for Cardiff Met Uni for quite a few years, has been on loan, hasn't been part of this squad just yet, but definitely could come into the side. I just feel like the players we've signed are a lot better. And that leaves me with a question. What am I doing wrong? So we left off with this 3-all draw and eventual loss in the second round of the MG Cup against Barry, and the opening 20 minutes we thought we've stumbled on something great here. Obviously it was a disappointing end to that game, losing on penalties, but I thought that's not too bad. And then 2 1-all draws had me a little bit panicky. We drew against Aberystwyth and Bala, goals from Aled Williams and Curtis Strong, with 2 separate red cards. Hope Akpan sent off in his debut. Then against Colin Bay, I'm so glad you didn't see this, a 6-4, but I do want to quickly show you some of the highlights of this game, because believe me when I say this wasn't fair. So you may notice in the goals here, we are 3-1 up in the 71st minute, and by the 79th it was back to 3-all. Luckily in the 82nd we took a 4-3 lead, and in the 84th it was a 4-all lead, 4-all draw, and then Nick Rushton in the 96th and the 99th minute would make it 6-4. Now that goal doesn't seem too bad, okay? Let's be honest here. That is not the worst goal we've ever conceded. This was us at 3-1 up though. Jones has it. Hang on, is this a goal for us? This very much feels like a goal for us. Who was this I just clicked on? No, it's Tom McCready. We definitely don't own the Tom McCready. Can we see the goal? What is this? Aha. I think it's around here. All Sean swings it in. Pritchard, great save by Lang, and we clear the ball into our own net. That's a bad goal to concede. Then we give away a very sloppy penalty. I think I might have to speed this one up. Here we go. Let's speed through this a little bit. There you go. Just a silly little cross. We equal things back up. Actually, no, we take the lead here. 4-3 up we are. Remember, 4-3 up. We've just pulled it back. Things are going well. And Lang drops it. Lang fucking drops it to make it 4-all. So a sloppy goal on our own box. Alex Lang had a 5.9 and he would never play again for us. So the 23-year-old, I was quite excited to use. After this game, I had some introspection, but there was something a little bit deeper. He's 5'10", okay? Now, 122 appearances for the club would tell me this guy is a pretty solid goalkeeper. And he isn't someone who maybe we should be kicking out. But in 3 starts, he has a 6.3 average rating in the Premier League. And he's 5'10". So yeah, don't expect him to ever play again after that game. Penny Bond would then end up in a 0-0 draw. Ben Haynes with a 7.1. Then we would lose a 93rd minute goal to Jason Oswell. What can you do? And an 8th minute goal to Pontypridd with Tom Price getting sent off. So yeah, in what is 6 league games, 7 games altogether, we are yet to pick up our first win, and we sit with 3 points, 11th in the table, joint with Column Bay at the very bottom. Column Bay, for those wondering, we lost 6-4 to. And we haven't scored a goal in our last 3 games. So panicked. I'm not going to lie to you. Panic with tactics. We have over here a 4-3-3 idea, and here is a 5-2-3. But I've gone back to a 4-4-2 that's quite deep and defensive. This game is the last chance. We play Connors Quay tomorrow, and I wanted to bring you here right now because this is me panicking but trying to stay calm. Okay? We notice we don't have much familiarity. We don't have a ton of high quality players. The analysis isn't great. I'm starting to, like a day beforehand, to show you this is how it's currently looking. Before even I have, literally one day, I'm going to think about this. And we'll be back for the game. And let's see if anything changes. Okay, this isn't a tactic. Welcome back, guys. This isn't a tactic yet. I'm going to stick with the 4-4-2 against Connors Quay. However, I've just made a 4-3-3. The idea is that this is built on the fact that surely we're a better team than most in this league. I'm thinking, right, there's Hook Akpan. I want to compare him to the best player in this team. That's a goalkeeper. Fuck off. Let's compare him to Redmond. Danny Redmond of the New Saints. Okay. There's a big gap, isn't there? Yeah, there is quite a big gap. We're still predicted to finish 11th. What about, Bala? Corey Brennan. Oh, he's quite good as well. And I even know, I've heard of him. Ryan Probble. Yeah, he's a lot better than anyone. Okay, shit, we're really bad. I think we're going to get sacked. I'm going to stick with the 4-4-2. We are not a better... I thought we would be one of the better teams. Like, some of these signings, some of these players, I think we might be one of the better teams in the league. But I've just realised, how bad we are. This guy, I thought, you know what? He could be huge for us. Dixon Kabanga. Definitely keep an eye out on him. But for right now, this is the team. Anderson Pinto leads the line. He's actually been quite good for us. He doesn't look as good as Elliot Reeves, is that his name? Lewis Reeves, sorry. But I feel like he's actually performed pretty well for us. Aled Williams so far has been our number 1 guy. Not surprising, look at those stats. I am scared using him purely because of the fact that he is a fake player. But we kind of got to use what we're given. We have new player Haben Samson as our right winger, and this is where you start to realise the dips in quality, because Haben Samson isn't very good. Another option, which is a little cheap, that I've thought about is maybe playing a 4-3-3 with entirely central strikers that might have to come in because I really don't want to be sacked, but I also don't want to necessarily abuse the game too much. But I feel like a three striker formation may be coming in soon. Ali Evans probably still our best player in the team. So good, so versatile. Really like him. We have Cal McCarthy as our holding midfielder for right now. Again, really like him. Hook Apan isn't as good as he is in my head, but still a very good playmaker. I might drop him for Dixon Kabongo just because of the fact that he's played really poorly for us. But for right now, I'm going to stick with Akpan. New signing Ben Burrows is in at right back. We spoke about him. He looks really good. Emlyn Lewis, still one of our better defenders. Kean or Sean Williams over at that left side of centre back. I'm a huge fan of him. Only 20 years old. One of our only consistently good players, Curtis Strong's in at left back, and Ben Haynes in goal. He isn't changing. 18 years old. There's no way he's ever leaving this squad until we find a better goalkeeper, which isn't very likely. Anyway, we're in for the game against Connors Quay. We're going to be using this quite deep 4-4-2, hoping to catch them on the back foot. And let's have a look at their tactic and see, is there something we can maybe do? And they don't really care. I've noticed that they honestly couldn't care less about us. I was kind of hoping to see their team first. Here we go, Connors Quay. Playing a diamond formation. It's quite difficult to defend that. What I do think we need to do is put somebody onto... if there's a way to do opposition instructions... Here we go, OI. And I do want to try and tightly mark Kean Tideman. I also want to put some pressure on their DM, assuming that they're going to want to play the ball out through him. And we have the first highlight. Oh, that's probably the best highlight we're going to get this season. Nothing went wrong, and I'm very happy about that. Appia, Spencer, this is... Predictions. I want you all to put in your predictions here. How badly are we about to lose? My estimation's about 8-0. Franklin in at the back post. Heaven. Good save by Ben Haynes. He's tall. That's pretty much all I have, is he's quite tall. Tideman. We can't tightly mark him from free kicks, and Jesus Christ, he nearly scores. So, I've been playing a ton of FM. It's been about a week since I've touched this particular save. Because it was going so badly, I wanted to try and learn a bit more about FM. Tadman again nearly scores from a corner. I've been trying to learn a little bit more about FM, but more predominantly playing as a worse team, as Emlyn Lewis, with a really good chance there from the corner. Because I feel like I know a ton about FM and don't think about it. If that makes sense, like, I'll kind of have safety, and I don't tend to play Ferguson 1-0. Jaden Ferguson scores. Ben Haynes came out, and there's kind of nothing you can do about that. But the only thing, like, there's kind of nothing I want to even learn from this, because it's just a really, really simple through ball. As you can see, we're immediately deep on Franklin, which is what I want. So we're keeping that idea there. We're close on him. He's just simply too good. That through ball's perfect. And again, you'd think between the centre-back and the goalkeeper, you've got a good option. And yeah, in most cases, you'll assume it's a save if your striker and goalkeeper emerged as one. It's a bit harder to tactically adapt to that situation of metamorphosizing. I've not read enough books about I can't even say it. How am I meant to read it? Clark finds Ferguson. Let's hope. Oh. And this is where this team really suffers. And one of the easiest things you can do in FM is going to shout and say, come on, lads, demand more, berate. One of those two shouts usually will work if you're 2-0 down. Doesn't matter what team you are. This team doesn't really care if I do that, and they tend to get quite upset. They actually tend to prefer if I even praise them 2-0 down. So that's the level we're at, where it doesn't matter who we play. We're getting kind of berated, but I feel under so much pressure because of previous finishes for Cardiff, as Heaven scars that a million miles wide. But we go into the break 2-0 down. It's not good, but it's not bad necessarily. You look at the team, no one's playing well. Surely I can demand more. Okay, everyone but Anderson Pinto responded to that quite well. I'm going to bring Pinto off for Lewis Reese. Hopefully that does something. And the first highlight after that could come for us. Haynes launches it forward, looking for Lewis Reese, who spins off his man, and he's through on goal, and it's just narrowly wide, but a really good chance. Being positive and trying not to have a breakdown, I'm going to bring Haben Samson off for Harry Owen, who Appan's having a solid game. Emlyn Lewis is having a terrible game, and with the fact we do have 3 substitutions we can still make, I'm going to do whatever I can right now. Wrong player. And Alfie Jones I quite like, because he's double-footed and he can be offensive and defensive, so he's going to slot in at left back. The one player I've said has been consistently good has been really bad. Ben Haynes, who's also been consistently good, was really bad. 5.9 ratings for 2 consecutive for both of our goalkeepers. And again, all I can do is just be like, thank you, keep going. It's so weird. I've never been in this situation before where all I can do is legitimately be like, yeah, well done. We have gone 7 games without a win in the league. 8 games altogether without a win. And I can't even complain to the team. I'm going to have to go a little bit cheaper, I think, and go for the 4-2-3. So I'm going to do what tends to work at this kind of level is if you just try and avoid any sort of tactics and try and build it more on player roles. So we're going to work together here. I am going to have, because I quite like Elliot Evans, and I think he can play up front. You can see there he does have the ability to. He can also maybe play a little deeper as an option. I really like him. I'm going to play him as a supporting deep line forward. Alongside him is going to be 2 advanced forwards. Quite traditional there with Alad Williams, Elliot Evan and Lewis Reese. I think that should be okay. You can then have probably what's going to have to be a little bit more traditional of a midfield. Lewis had a really poor game, and he's had in 2 games a 6.25 average rating, so maybe he needs to be dropped. But I think for right now I'm going to stick with Lewis. I think we're going to need a little bit more traditional right backs, well, full backs. Luckily I have that. So Ben Burrows is going to be dropped, and it's going to be Alfie Jones for now. He is a very traditional fullback. He's going to play kind of a support and maybe even an automatic wing back. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do both players automatic, and it's going to be Barney Sodi. Not Barney Sodi yet. It's going to continue to be Curtis Strong, but he's someone to keep an eye out on. Hoog Appan is a box-to-box midfielder. Dixon Kabongo can come in as a deep lion. And then the hold midfielder is going to be Tom Price suspended. So I think Corey Francis or McCarthy. I think I'm going to keep McCarthy. I could even utilise Gethin Jones. The reason I don't like Jones is his strength. I might start Jones here. Owen and Adam Pike. I do quite like Adam Pike. There. Then I'm going to start McCona over Lewis. Burrows, McCarthy. I need another midfielder. We have a ton of players, so it's a bit hard to remember them all. Charlie Cosby is quite good. This is Charlie Cosby, for those who aren't sure. I can see, yeah, he is quite a good player. 31. So this is going to be the tactic. Against the New Saints, we're going to be a little bit more defensive. And we'll be back in 6 days. Set is our primary training tactic. Hopefully that works. See you soon. Alright, we're back. The familiarity isn't great. I think this might work. The only thing I'm going to add as an instruction is a super high press. Because that always works in FM. High pressing works. This is the team. You saw me build it. Everything's very simple. Very easy to follow. Cardiff Met Uni versus the New Saints, TNS. A good side. In theory, we should be alright. I'm nervous. I can tell you that much. As we look for our first win against the dominators of Welsh football for basically my entire lifetime at this point. Oh, fuck off. This isn't a game to maybe compare ourselves, as Haynes nearly, he would have saved that. The ball went over. He's on a 7.0, 12 minutes in. What on earth? Is that Wayne Routledge? Oh, beautiful punch. It's fell to Nathan Redmond. Jesus. Oh, man. I swear to God, man. This guy's going to be the death of me. Alan McManus maybe. He slots it in the left-hand corner. Declan McManus makes it 1-0. And I'm just simply making a game out of coming up with all the footballers who clear on here. So we've got Johnny Williams. That's a tough one. Ben Purcell down here. Benji Purcell. Hey, would you look at that? 19 years old. Are you related to the Ben Purcell? I don't think so. That'd have been very funny. Pascal Siakam is... I don't know what I'm on about. I fucking hate this game. But yeah, this isn't a game to probably be like, oh yeah, we're going to turn our season around. But against such a good side, half an hour in, it's only 1-0. We might be doing something right. A penalty kick isn't something to necessarily worry about. As Williams drives in on this left-hand side, swings it in. Routledge, very, very easy there for Haynes. Surely this is a highlight for us. Launches it up. Alad Williams is never going to win that. He's 5'7", Jesus. Hereford Locker. Swings it. McManus. Geffen. Oh. Okay, he was offside anyway. Every time I immediately thought that's a red card. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, we look like we're going to be heading into the half only 1-0 down. This is quite positive. In terms of the stats, if you can see them down in the bottom left, I might actually change that around. But only 1-0 down and a highlight straight from kickoff. And this could be something. As it's Elliot Evans, launches it for Lewis Rees. Get there. No, Onbang takes it down. Launches it forward as well. Fuck's sake, I knew he was going to get sent off. I knew he was getting sent off. Oh, I'm bored of it, man. I'm very bored of it. No, not Adam Pike. Cal McCarthy's going to come on. I'm going to go back to kind of what works. 10 men. We did solid for that first half. I think this second half is going to go a lot worse. I don't understand why it was so aggressive for no reason. Hey, nothing's happening. Oh my god. I'm pretty happy with this. Alad Owen's going to come off for Adam Pike. We're going to bring Reese off for Javi Owen, make a double change up front. Oh, McManus nearly scored. I thought that was like a substitution highlight they like to do. But hey, I'm pretty happy with this. No, why'd you do that? Hereford Lockett driving forward. How would you give a ball away from a goal kick? In the year 2024, and Jared Harlock makes it 2-0, a screamer from the edge of the box. How? In such a year, in a generation of, slow, short build-up play, do you give it away on a goal kick? Jesus Christ. Gonna make our final changes for today. Charlie Corsby and Ben Burrows substituted on, mostly for fitness reasons, but also I do want to see what Charlie Corsby can do, even if it's only for a few minutes. Harry Owen. Here is Alfie Jones. He's not the worst game worker. Definitely going to keep an eye out on him. But yeah, today ends a 2-0 loss. Both games 2-0 losses. But are you fucking kidding me? Why? Oh, and apparently we rested a bunch of key players. What the fuck? They're really happy. Every time I go, you know what? Shit happens. We keep going. This, that, and the other. And somehow, in clearly the game we're most expected to lose, we defeat TNS at 2-5 odds. I think that means if you put a bet on for, say, 100 quid, you'd get 50 quid back. Something like that. That is so stupid. For those wondering why I am stressed about this, back in 2019, so 4 years ago, we finished 3rd place. Which doesn't sound too amazing, but yeah, we are, this isn't the worst team in this league. Not by far. Connors Quay, you can see, so basically the reason why I thought I'd show you those two games is 1st and 2nd place last season. Both having a little bit of a tough start. But yeah, whatever. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back for the 2nd round of the Welsh Cup probably. That might be our only win this season. So it's not far away at all. I'll see you for that. Hopefully things start to pick up. We might watch the rematch of the game against Barry. But I think we might do the Sefton Albion Newtown games instead. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.